In this video, we're talking about how to launch your personal brand. The first thing that you need to know is Hangout hotspots. Where's your audience hanging out? If you're launching your personal brand for the first time or you're revamping it to launch a new personal brand, where is your audience hanging out, right? The whole purpose of your personal brand is to get it in front of people in the form of content where you're adding value, you're building rapport, you're building a connection, you're getting people to know, like, and trust you, and ultimately you're gonna build a community and you're gonna position yourself as a thought leader and an authority figure within that community on a specific topic. So where is your audience hanging out? For example, events. What events is your audience attending? What podcasts do they listen to? What blog articles do they read? What influencers on social media are they following? And then what social media channels do they use? Do they prefer LinkedIn or Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or YouTube? There's a lot of different platforms they could be on. So first and foremost, you've got to identify where they're hanging out, because as we move into the next thing, distribution hotspots. How are you going to get in front of them with your content, with your advertisements, with your products and services? For two things. One, how can you better distribute your content in front of them so that you can create more impact? And then how can you get your products and services in front of them and distribute that so that you can create more impact and income by serving them at a higher level with your products and services? So now that we've identified where they're hanging out, we know what events they're going to, we know the podcasts that they're listening to, the blogs they're reading, the influencers they follow, the social media channels they're on. Now we also want to know, okay, I can distribute on all those platforms to reach them, but what companies do they buy from? Because we can target their buying behavior. What publications are they reading? Do they like to read Forbes, Inc., Entrepreneur, Fast Company, Men's Health? What are the publications that they're reading? Because we can target them based on that, and we can even make sure that you get featured in those. Next thing is the platforms. What platforms are they primarily using? What apps on their phone are they usually using? So again, platforms is interchangeable as well with social media, because if we know all the different things about where they are hanging out, it makes it very easy for us to find different distribution channels. Because you never know, maybe a magazine is better, maybe radio and television is better, maybe social media is better, because the ability to track and measure the analytics and the KPIs is way better on social media than on radio or television or magazines. Now, there are ways to track, but it's just not as detailed, the targeting and the analytics that you're able to get from targeting people on social media and the internet. Once you figured out where they're hanging out, we can identify clear ways that you can distribute your content and your products and services and marketing materials in front of them, which moves us into the next thing, having a strong website. Most people's websites suck. I've audited at least 1,000 websites in my career, and most of them are garbage. You see, most people have no idea what the purpose of their website is. They were just told they needed a website, so they built one. And it's very obvious when you visit a website that has no purpose. I don't even know where I'm supposed to look, read, go, click. What am I supposed to do? So make sure that the purpose behind your website is absolutely laser focused and clear, because we want to have a clear perception. We want to have good framing behind why are people on here? What are they supposed to do? How do you want to be perceived? Do you want to be the preeminent authority, the luxury, best, most expensive product? Or do you want to be the people's person, more affordable, easier for people to do? It's for everybody, right? So not that anything should be for everybody, it should be more niche, but you get my point. What is the purpose behind your website? What is the perception you want people to have? And then ultimately test. Websites give you feedback, and there's technology and software that you can plug in on your website, and you can get analytics and real-time feedback to let you know where are people scrolling their mouse and hovering around the pages, because you can get that feedback. You can plug in called heat mapping, like it's hot, heat mapping software that lets you track and measure where the person's mouse goes, where they scroll, where they click, and then you can get real-time feedback and test your website in the same way that you would test marketing to get feedback to optimize it. And so instead of just hoping and gambling that your website is designed correct, let the feedback from the consumers do that. Now, maybe you built a website and you're not getting enough traffic to even know that. That's going to lead us down here to generating traffic, which we're going to get to. So there's only really 3 types of websites you can have, and I have a whole nother training on that within our community, but the real purpose behind your website should only be one of 3 things or a combination. Number 1, it's either a storytelling website where the person comes on there and they're telling the story of their charity, their nonprofit, their mission, their cause. They're telling the story behind how their product is better than everybody, how it's hand-picked, handcrafted. They're telling a story. The second thing is it's a lead capture, which is my favorite. You're capturing a lead. Somebody comes to your website and it's less of a website and more of a squeeze page where the person goes to it. There's a headline, there's a value-driven benefit that the person's supposed to give their email or fill out an application to get some benefit for free. So you're capturing the lead, you're building a community of people that you can better serve through content and education. And then from there, you're able to bring them up your ascension model and better serve them. So the first website is a story website. The second website is a lead capture website. And the third one is an information website. Hey, here's my business card, but it's my website, right? Most people hand business cards. There's nothing on there. It's a name and a phone number and an email and a website. So your website can be like your business card. It can have your story, your about, your contact, your lead capture, your products, your services. It can have everything on there. That's also good. Again, it's not that you want to have one or the other. You can have a combination of a storytelling website, maybe in your about section. You can have a lead capture right at the top of your website. And then as they go down, it tells the story and testimonials and social proof and provides information. So you can have all three, which is what our website does. But again, what's the purpose? Most people have no idea. If I say, what's the purpose of your website? They don't have a direct response. Is it a storytelling website? Is it providing information? Is it lead capturing? Or is it all the above? Next thing is Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Those are the three channels I highly recommend you get on. YouTube is search-based. Google owns YouTube, so it's a search platform. People go on there to search for things. Very important that when they're searching, your information comes up. It's entertaining and it's educating. Instagram, one of the fastest growing platforms ever. There's 600 or 700 million monthly users, and Facebook has over 2 billion people. So however you want to look at this, I think Facebook with 2 billion people, Instagram with 600 or 700 million, and YouTube, which is owned by Google. So by posting videos on YouTube, you also get the benefits of search ranking on Google. So somebody searches for something on Google, boom, YouTube is a priority on the search because Google owns YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, that goes on Google. So simultaneously, just by posting on YouTube, you're also getting the benefits of appearing on Google search. So I highly recommend that when launching your personal brand and even when scaling it, you're constant and never-endingly uploading edutaining, which is entertaining and educating content on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Again, you might say, Mark, isn't Instagram for young people? Actually, the demographic that's most popular on there is like women ages 35 to 48, which is crazy. The second would be like millennials. And so again, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, your audience is on there, they're watching. You don't have to be good at all of these. Facebook owns Instagram, Google owns YouTube. So by being on Facebook, you might as well be on Instagram. By being on YouTube, you're also on Google. So highly recommend that. The question is, this is where you post, but also where you promote. And a lot of people say, but how do I promote? And so it's simple. In our trainings and actually in the upcoming videos on monetizing and scaling, I break it down a little more detailed for you. So make sure that you watch those videos. But we can spend $1. Yes, you heard me right. $1 to promote on Facebook, to get people to see our content, to spend $1 on Instagram or even on YouTube to get people to see our videos. Now, I started mainly on Facebook and Instagram, which is why I have way more followers and engagement and view there. But we're realizing as we're running ads on YouTube and as we're putting more content on YouTube, it's a very powerful platform. And I only wish, my biggest regret was that when I launched my personal brand, I spent more focus on YouTube. So please avoid the mistake that I made early on, which was only doing Facebook and Instagram. Really, it was only Facebook, then Instagram, and now YouTube. You got to be on all three. Don't make the same mistakes as me and wait to find out how important it is to also be on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. All three of them are crucial. And all you have to do is spend $1 a day to get people to see your content. It's not about, but Mark, I have 0 followers or subscribers. Who cares? You can invest $1 to get anybody in the world that you choose based on their hangout and distribution. You can target anybody so that they see your Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube content, your videos that are entertaining and educating. It's extremely powerful. Next thing is content. Okay, if I'm launching my personal brand, you keep saying content. What type of content should I create? Well, there's a lot of different types of content, from blog articles to videos to short little written posts with a picture, quote cards where it's pictures of quotes from famous people or yourself if you want to quote yourself. There's so many different types of content you can create. Really, the most important one, absolutely, is video. Even if you go, but Mark, I'm so nervous, I suck on video. So did I. You got to get good at it. I'm telling you, it's just something that you got to develop. The next thing would be written. Maybe you're an incredible writer. Then definitely write. I've known a lot of people that have built huge blog articles. That's great, but you've got to be on video. It's an absolute must. You got to figure out how to get good on video, and the best way to do it is through practice and repetition, and then keep them short. Big mistake a lot of people make. Now, I know this is counterintuitive. This video is probably going to be around 10, 15 minutes, maybe longer, but when you're posting on social media, because this isn't on social media, you want to keep it short, meaning around 60 seconds. The reason why is because the average watch time on Facebook, now there's 2 billion people on Facebook, 2 billion, and the average watch time on a video, 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. The attention span of a goldfish is like 8 or 9 seconds. So humans have a shorter attention span than a goldfish. So when you're posting 5-minute videos on Facebook, people aren't watching. Now, the reason why Instagram doesn't even let you upload a video that's longer than 60 seconds is because they know that Facebook owns Instagram. Instagram is a short form content. You're looking at pictures or 60-second videos or short form stories. That's it. But guess what? Facebook's the same thing. 6-second view times. Average watch is 6 seconds. So you upload a 5-minute video, I can guarantee, I'll bet 1,000 on it, that people are only going to watch it for 5, 6, 7 seconds with an average of 6. It's billions and billions of videos, average watch time, 6 seconds. So I'm telling you, keep your videos short. Figure out how to condense one single lesson or 3 short tips that are going to be able to be translated and articulated in a 60-second video. Now, you might want to take a video like this where you're talking for 10, 15 minutes and then chop a 60-second clip out of it. If that's easier for you to just go on a rant and educate and entertain and then chop the 60-second clip out of that, by all means, do that. However you got to do it. If you can't film a short 60-second video, it doesn't have to be 60 seconds. It can be 45, 50, it doesn't matter. It could be 30 seconds. See, it's even better. If you can do it in 30 seconds, congratulations. That's even better. The reason why is because the average watch time, if it is 6 seconds, 6 seconds divided by 30 seconds equals a 20% average watch time. And so if you're doing 6 seconds divided by 5 minutes, that's like a 0.1% watch time. You want to have a 20% watch time because the algorithm says, wait a minute, 20% of this video gets watched by anyone that sees it. That's a really good video. And so it's less about how long they watch and more about the percentage of the average watch time. Does that make sense? The 6 seconds is not all equal, right? The same 6 seconds is not equal. 6 seconds on a 30-second video is a 20% average watch time. 6 seconds on a 5-minute video is terrible. It's not even worth mentioning or crunching the numbers. You get the point. Ultimately, short-form content, even if you get the same average watch time, the algorithm is just a robot and it goes 20% average watch time, good, put in front of more people. So the same dollar that you spend promoting that video is going to go further. It's going to reach more people because you have a higher average watch time. I hope that helps. So now you can repurpose. So another thing that's extremely powerful, and a lot of people blow it on this, is you can have one piece of content up here, and then you can use that piece of content on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, a blog. Now maybe it's a 5 to 10 minute video. And again, that number is not relevant. Maybe it's a 5 to 10 minute video that you filmed and then you chop it up, and on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, you chop it down to the best 60 seconds. On YouTube, you leave the full thing and then you either send it to somebody to write a blog article on it, or you have the whole thing transcribed and then edited and it turns into a blog. So now one video is going to go on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and become a blog article. One video is going to be used 5 different times. And here's the cool thing. The more the internet sees your name attached to a topic, Mark Lack with personal branding, the more stuff on the internet that has Mark Lack and personal branding together on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, blogs, etc., the more the internet goes, Mark Lack's the top guy on personal branding. Let's make sure if anyone types in Mark Lack or personal branding, he pops up. And so it's very important that every time you do one video, you're putting it on at least Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, blog articles. Because now, if you only did 100 videos, it's actually 500. And so I could say I have thousands of pieces of content on the internet. Really, I might only have 500. I've repurposed it 5 times, so I have 2,500. Make sense? So repurposing is huge. Next one, when it comes to content, look at trends. Personal branding, building your online business, social media marketing, those are huge trends right now. And I don't even really want to call it a trend. I think that it's something that's going to keep going and going and going, but everything comes to an end. So maybe it's going to be a really long trend, but you get my point. These are huge. Personal branding, being a thought leader, using the internet to get more known, make money online, advertising online, huge trends. We're doing all of them because it's a huge opportunity. So make sure that if possible, you identify trends to capitalize on and create content around it, because lots of people are searching for that stuff. You're going to probably pop up at some point, and then you can catch that draft and get a lot of people to follow you for that. Next thing is edutaining. I mentioned this earlier, which is edutaining is educating and entertaining combined. Don't be boring and just educating people. Be entertaining, have fun, use enthusiasm and passion. Let people know that you really care and why they should care about the topics that you're teaching. Last but not least, generating traffic. I'm gonna keep it short. We're talking about launching your personal brand, not generating traffic, but this plays a role in it. You have to buy it, borrow it, or create it, or all three. You see, there's only three ways to generate traffic: buy it, borrow it, create it. The question is, which one are you good at, or which one do you have to get good at? Now, those could be two different things. I know some people that are really good at creating traffic. That means that they're able to create content, whether it's videos or written, they're able to put it on the internet, and through some magic, right, search engine optimization and all the other things, backlinking and all the other things that you could do, they're literally able to create traffic organically. They're not borrowing somebody else's audience. They're not buying traffic on the internet. They're just creating it out of thin air through, different things that I just mentioned. It's a very difficult skill set. I'm friends with a lot of people that are good at it, and it's crazy. I'm in awe. How did you get 1 million people to follow you and you have 0 paid ads? It's incredible. It's very difficult. I don't recommend trying to create traffic because you're gambling. The cool thing is buying it is the most important and borrowing it is the second most important, because you and I, people like us that are not maybe the best in the world at just creating traffic out of thin air, which is very difficult to do, and even on day one, you can't just press a button and get traffic, but you can if you buy it and borrow it. And that's the cool thing is people like you and I have a chance because all you have to do is invest $1 to either borrow traffic or buy traffic. And so the way that I like to borrow traffic and the way that I generated my first 6 figures and multiple 6 figures in this industry is I just went on everybody's podcast. I had everybody interview me, even if they only had 100 people listening, because all of a sudden, 500 interviews later, 600 interviews later, I've reached hundreds of thousands, maybe even 1 million people because I was on so many different podcasts. Some of them had 100 people, some of them had 100,000. And so I worked my way up and I got on all these podcasts and I probably reached my first 1 million people by simply borrowing other people's audiences, by reaching out and being like, hey, can I come on your podcast and totally rock it and talk about this? And they'd be like, sure, let's get you on. And so borrowing traffic, that's one way, interviews. The next way to borrow traffic is joint ventures, affiliates, and host beneficiaries, which basically means you find somebody else who has the products, the customers, the distribution that you want, and you figure out a way to work together to distribute your products and services to their audience or vice versa, and you're borrowing each other's capital, resources, audience, etc. Very powerful as well. Strategic partnerships. Buying it is absolutely essential. I wish that I got really good at buying traffic early on, media buying, but man, that is the secret right there. If you want to be able to grow and have absolute control, because if you're creating it, you're hoping and relying on algorithms that, oh my gosh, they changed the algorithm, what I did doesn't work. Borrowing traffic, oh, they got sick, they died, something happened, they don't like me anymore, something happened in their life, they're not able to do it anymore. You're borrowing traffic, you're hoping and praying that somebody else comes through. The one thing that I know always works is I'm always gonna come through for me, and I know you are too. So when you can buy traffic confidently and know that if you invest $1, lots of people are gonna see your stuff, and then on the other side, that's content, invest, lots of people see it. On ads, you know that you have a system and a marketing machine where you invest $1 and you make $1.10, $20, $30, $1.50, $2 back, and now you have a marketing machine that prints money, and you'll do that all day, every day. So this is the essence of launching your personal brand. It goes a lot more into this, so I got 2 things to tell you. Number 1, if you're enjoying these videos on developing, which you already watched, hopefully go back and watch it if not. Number 2, you're watching right now, launching, and then you're about to watch monetizing and scaling your personal brands. But let me tell you one thing right now. If you're enjoying this and you're seeing that I put so much value into everything, even if you never choose to join our community and our services and be part of what we're creating in the world, that's fine. If you understand the value that I'm going to give you no matter what, great. You can only fathom how my community is when you actually become a part of it. So 2 things to tell you. Number 1, if you're liking these free trainings, keep watching them, but more importantly, take action and then let me know the results you're getting, because that's what really fills me up. And that's the reason I put out so much free content where I'm literally giving you so much value for free, because I just want to get that message someday from you saying, your free stuff changed my life. It helped me get started. It helped me launch my personal brand. And now, the next thing is, if you really want to take action and you really want to get even more value from this, you may or may not have already gone and watched our 90-minute free masterclass training. These videos are short, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and I'm talking about a specific subject. Now, if you want to know exactly step by step how we're impacting millions of people online and getting 30 to 50 high-ticket coaching and consulting clients every single month, go watch my free masterclass. It's gonna break down for you step by step everything that you need to know and do to be able to succeed with building your personal brand. And last but not least, if you just wanna jump to the front of the line, because I like doing that, I'm at a point in my life now where if I see a long line, I don't wanna wait. I'd rather invest money to get to the front of the line and get me what I'm looking for immediately. So if you're the same type of person and you're in a position now where you're like, Mark, I'm committed, I've seen your free value, it's out of this world, I can only imagine what working with you would be like, then you can click the other link down below, either to watch the free training or to just join our community and our membership. It's the Personal Branding Accelerator. Maybe you've already heard of it if you've been watching these videos. And it's simple. You're gonna get 100 hours of step-by-step trainings, way more detailed than this. This is conceptual. This is surface level. This is like an iceberg out in the water where the tip of it is just a little bit. That's what this is. This is a little bit. In our community, in our trainings, the Personal Branding Accelerator, there's so much depth. There's 100 hours of step-by-step recipe-driven stuff, which means you walk in the kitchen, metaphorically, you follow the recipe, and you get the results that you want. 100 hours of trainings. Then you get one-on-one video coaching from me live. I'm actually able to talk to you on camera on Zoom or Skype or whatever the platforms are that we choose to use at that time, because we alternate. You get to talk to me directly one-on-one. You get real coaching. You can ask any question you have and I'll answer it. I bring on other guest experts and celebrities to help give you coaching, and you get to talk directly to them as well. But this is in a group community, so everybody's also on the live call. So if you choose to sit on the sidelines and listen, great. If you choose to get involved and raise your hand and actually be on video and communicate and ask questions, even better. If you want to submit videos, articles, your website, your ad campaigns, your analytics and metrics, I'll review all of it. Your email sequence and funnel, we'll review all of it live on video so that everybody can learn. And last but not least, we have a private Facebook community where thousands of our clients and eventually tens of thousands of our clients are all hanging out, holding each other accountable, supporting each other, sharing wins, sharing what's working and what's not working and how to optimize it and overcome it so that you're never alone and you're always part of a community that's supporting you. If that sounds exciting, stick around and get more free value, or jump to the front of the line, click the link, and go learn more and take action and invest in the Personal Branding Accelerator. But either way, I'll see you in tomorrow's training on how to monetize your personal brand.